With Martin Lewis now, and today it's all about switching bank accounts because you can actually make a little bit of cash out of this, can't you, Martin?
So, yeah, they ebb and flow, and right now we're in a flow period where 5 big banks are willing to pay you to switch to them.
OK. And
this is real money. You know, there's up to around 200 quid in free cash or a total of £310 in cash and rewards. So my simple answer to you, if you love your bank, it gives you great service and you're very happy. We're talking about your current account, your main day-to-day banking here. Stay with it. But if not, why not get paid to go elsewhere and get some extra money in your pocket?
But why are they doing it, though? Why are they offering this?
The bank account is the building block of your finances. When they know what's going through your bank account, they can cross-sell you other products. The cross-selling ratio of bank accounts, how many other different things they can sell you, is huge. So they want to win your bank account custom, your current account custom, in order to sell you other things. But you don't have to buy those other things. You can just go and take advantage. And there are some people who go out there who serially switch, and there's techniques for doing it if you want to serially switch multiple bank accounts. There'll be people watching out there who've made well over £1,000 from doing this. I know some people who've made over £2,000 for them and their partner, and they do it properly on spreadsheets, and you can properly work it. We're not talking that today.
No.
We're just talking a simple who's going to pay you what, where, when, how, and why.
So there's no limit on how many times you switch?
There are limits. Many banks will now say you can't have had a bonus with us before, or you can't have had a bonus with us since 2021, or you must be a new customer.
Okay.
There are always conditions, which is why there being 5 available right now is good, because you might have done 3 in the past. And that leaves 2, which is why I'll run through them all.
So let's talk about how you switch. Is it easy?
It is easy. OK. You have a 7 working day switch service, so it takes about 10 days. What that means, they will close your old account for you. They will move your direct debits. They will move your standing orders for you. You don't need to do that.
That's easy.
And any payments that go to your old bank account will then be auto-forwarded to your new bank account. However, still, once you switch bank, it's always worth notifying people. But you don't have to do it straight away. If you miss one, you miss one. It's not a problem because they'll be auto-forwarded for a number of years.
Right.
So, but you should still be... The only thing they don't do that nobody ever mentions, and it's pretty small, is there are 3 types of regular payments: direct debit, standing orders, and one called recurring payments, which people don't know. You know what the first 2 are?
Yeah.
A recurring payment is when you give the long number on your debit or credit card, but we're talking debit cards here. You don't have the same rights. It's generally for subscription-type services, so many of the streaming services, they use recurring payments, also known as continuous payment authority. They won't be moved for you if you've done that on your debit card. You'll have to move that one manually. So that's the only thing that they don't move for you. But I did a poll on social media the other week just to ask this. And of 5,500 people who had switched bank in the last couple of years, 90% said it was easy and hassle-free. 90%. And anyone who's had a bad experience in the past, it was probably before they introduced a 7 working day switch service.
Right. So it's compelling evidence that it's easy to do.
Yeah, so talk us through the top deals then,
OK,
Martin.
I'm not going to dot every I and cross every T. There are 5 of them. They're complicated. The eligibility criteria I'm not going to do. You're going to need to look them up. So let's go with the first one, which I'll call the top all-rounder deal at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's First Direct's first account. It gives 175 to newbies switching into it. It has the top service rating in every poll I've ever done, or near top. It's 92% rate it great of its customers. It's got a 7% linked regular saver. That means you can put up to £300 a month in for a year and it pays you 7% interest on it. An ongoing 0% overdraft to 250 quid, the only substantial 0% overdraft on the market. If you use its debit card abroad, you get near-perfect exchange rates in every country.
Oh, that's good.
And via a couple of comparison sites at the moment, you can get a boost of an extra 25 or 30 quid, taking it to around £200 if you switch. So there's your benchmark, the top all-rounder. We'll move on to the next one. There are 5. I'll do 3 in a bit more detail. And there are criteria for this to get. You have to pay in £1,000 to get that £175 bonus. You have to use your debit card a certain number of times. You have to switch a couple of direct debits. Check the eligibility criteria out. I haven't got time to go through them all. Fine. And it's boring telly. So...
Bring back the golf.
Yeah, next. So this is the top overall rewards. So this is TSB's Spend and Save. It gives you £100 up front, so for switching. Then for 6 months, and you've got to be using 20 debit card spends a month. That's pretty easy, actually. Most people do that. You know, you pay for the tube.
Yeah.
But if you don't, when you're going to the supermarket, split your shopping up into 4 transactions, and that's 4 different...
Nice.
So it's easy to do. 6 months of 15 quid if you're filling its criteria. So that's another £90. Then if you do 20 debit card transactions in December, it'll give you a £120 hotel voucher for a site linked to Expedia. So it's basically Expedia prices, or an activity reward, which I'm not a big fan of because it's only used for 1 person. So I'd be looking at the hotel voucher. Looks the better reward for me of the 2.
Right.
And it's got a 5% linked regular saver. But if you look at that, £100 plus £90, so 190 in cash, plus, I mean, whether you count this as a full 120 or not, so that's 310 quid in total.
Not bad.
Right? Next one. There we are. Nationwide Flex Direct. Important. This is only for its existing mortgage customers. People have a savings account with it, a personal savings account with it. It must be a residential mortgage. Or it's existing current account customers, but then you have to be moving another current account from elsewhere in. So you can't switch its own current account.
Right,
okay.
So you'd have a nationwide current account, but you'd also have a current account elsewhere, and you'd move that in as a second current account. And then you get a free 200 quid. Again, 5% in credit interest. Customer service is pretty strong here, not as strong as First Direct. 1% debit card cash back up to £5 a month on your spending on that. And a slightly smaller overdraft. So another really good all-rounder, but much more limited. Let's just zip through the final two. I'll let you read them. I'm not going to go in purpose.
Okay.
You've got Santander Edge. This isn't a fee account. It's the only account you pay a fee for.
Right.
As long £3 a month fee. Gives you 180 quid for switching, but gives you 1% cash back on your bills you pay for it by direct debit, up to £10 a month. So if you've got medium to high bills, you'll get £10 a month, minus £3, you'll be £7 a month up. And there's also, until September, some supermarket and transport cash back. Not bad as well. And then final finisher is if you've done all the others and you're looking for one more, the Co-op is effectively giving you £175 for free. So that's 100 quid up front and £25 cash back for 3 months, £75 in total. Again, a reminder, I have not dotted the I's and crossed the T on the eligibility and the criteria for getting all of these. Most of it is just switch your main bank account and you'll get it. But you do need to do that, really.
Just quickly, because we've talked about how often you can switch, but what about, does it affect your credit score switching?
Yes, for a limited time and to a limited extent. So the strong rule, I'd say, if you're about to make an important, substantial credit application, a mortgage or a balance transfer credit card that's important to you, do not do this in the 3 to 4 months in the run-up to that.
OK.
OK?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're not making any credit applications, I mean, it will knock your credit score for a few months and then it'll go back to normal because they like evidence of longevity and it's an application on your file. That shouldn't stop anybody doing it unless they need to use their credit file, the credit score imminently for something important.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.